Hey everybody, and welcome back. For this video, I wanted to show you guys some of the higher price sales I have had since selling on these platforms. So my name is Valerie. If you are new here, if you're new here, welcome. So I am a part-time reseller and I sell on Poshmark, eBay, Depop, and sometimes Mercari. I do have listings over there, but I haven't like put new listings up over there because I haven't sold anything on Mercari for a very long time. Even though that some of the things I am gonna show in this video were sold on Mercari. I think it was just back when, you know, people were getting a lot of sales on Mercari, and I know a lot of people aren't, you know, getting a lot of sales on Mercari. So I have them in order from highest to least, and maybe it's also like the higher price items I have sold for you know, good money, and then items that sold for a good amount of money that I paid not a lot for the cost of goods. So I don't have many. These sales are far in between from what I usually make. I usually average between like $18 to $28 per item sold. So when I do get a higher price sale, you know, I'm excited about it. I haven't had a high price sale in a while, but then again, I don't think I have anything in my store that is even worth that much to, you know, sell for a big price tag. So let me show you. We will start with I guess the least amount but the highest profit, if that makes sense. So this is a Her Universe Ponyo Studio. It's an anime sweater. Okay. I found this at the church rummage sale I used to go to. It was like you fill a bag for $3. So anything you can fit in a garbage bag is $3. So this was one of the items. So everything that I bought that day, my average cost of goods was 33 cents. So this sold really, really fast. When I picked it up, I didn't even know what it was. This started me on the journey of picking up Her Universe. It is just like a brand that is sold at Torrid or Box Lunch or Lunchbox. I'm not quite sure what that store is called, but you know, they have pretty much like Disney, Universal, like Harry Potter, anime. They just got a bunch of different things going on in that store. It's one of my favorite stores. The only time I get stuff from that store is at Christmas time when people buy it for me. But I do love that store because I do love Harry Potter. So anyway, so I found this cardigan sweater. It was in great condition. I listed it for $45 and I got an offer for $40.50, and I figured I only spent 33 cents on this item. I'm going to go ahead and take the offer. Mercari has low fees, so most of that was in my pocket to take home, and it sold really fast. I listed it like, you know, maybe like afternoonish, and I think it sold the next day, maybe not even 24 hours later. Next thing was this Lululemon Pace Rival skirt. It was new at tags. It was a size 6 tall, and I found this at my local thrift shop here in town. I don't know if they didn't know what this was. It was in their boutique section, and they always have their boutique items like 50% off, like all the time. So I had paid $5 for it and I made $45, and I think from what I remember, this is how much I listed it for. So it was a full price sale and it sold fast. It sold the same day I had listed it. The next thing was this Free People Movement Hot Shot printed onesie. I found this at my Goodwill, and my average cost of goods for this Goodwill day was $5.50. These sales are from a very long time ago. I would have to go back and flip to see when they were listed, but it's been a long time. Whoops. So yeah, I sold this one for $59. I had it listed, I believe, for $65, and somebody offered me $59. And with only $5.50 into it, I thought it was a good deal. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so that's that. I think this is probably one of the first Free People items I found. I know one time I found a Free People beach, like, oversized swimsuit cover up, new with tags. I don't know why that's not on here. I must not have, it must had a higher cost of goods. That's the only thing I'm thinking of, because I'm only doing things that had either a high selling point or, you know, I made a good amount of money because the cost of goods was low. All right, this is a Farm Rio banana flowers maxi dress. It sold for $63. I had it listed for $75, but this sold really, really fast within a week. Now, I did pay up for this dress because I was like, Farm Rio, I've never found it before. So I did pay up for it. I paid $24 for it, but it sold for $63. So, I mean, I was real excited because it was my first time finding it. This was more recent. I would say more within the last year that I bought this one. But I don't know if I would pay that much again for it. I don't know. I was just super excited I found it, and I ended up getting it. Oh, and it was missing the belt, and I didn't know it was missing the belt until I listed it and found the stock photo. But that's what happens when I don't look it over and my excitement just overwhelms me. This also was not an item that I purchased local to me. This was an item I purchased at one of my favorite thrift stores. It's probably like an hour and 45 minutes from me, so I don't go to it very often. Just like when we're in the area, we will stop by. But it's like one of my favorite thrift stores because, like, if there's any brand that I haven't found or like I haven't seen out in the thrift store, I will usually see it here. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm buying it, because the thrift store marks up their items like tremendously. So yeah, that was that one, and it sold on Poshmark. This one is hard for me to pronounce. A Banajin wrap. It was a full wrapped dress, and this one, again, so long ago when I purchased it, but it sold for $68. And on Macari, it had this really pretty hummingbird, or I don't know, some type of tropical bird. But this was also bought with that anime sweater at the rummage sale, so I only paid, what was it, 33 cents for it, and I made in it sold for $68. I believe I had it listed, maybe I had it listed for $85. I can't remember. It's been a long time. Oh look, 2022. That's how long it was. So yeah, this one, it did take a little bit time to sell because this rummage sale, they only have their sales March, the beginning of June, in October. So this had to have been bought at either at the March one or the beginning of June. So it did take a little bit of time to sell, but it did sell for good money. This next one I bought at a Goodwill. It was a soft surroundings, new with tag, maxi floral print plus size dress. I actually found two of these, but this is the one that sold higher. And the other one I found this day, it didn't have new. It was like, it still had like the little clear tag from the tags, but it didn't have tags. So it was like new without tags. So yeah, I found this at Goodwill. The Goodwill dresses are between $8.99 and $9.99. And this was new with tags. So this one back then was probably $10.99 or $11.99, one of those, because my Goodwill has been marking up their dresses since this date, which is 6 of 2024. Now if things have new tags, like they could be like between $15 and $18. So this was a good one, and it was a full price sale. When I got the sale, I was excited because again, Macari, they hardly take any fees. It sold for $75, and yeah, so this was a good one. Like I said, most of the yeah, they're about tied with Poshmark, but I just don't make sales over there on Macari anymore. So this next one was St. John's blazer. It sold for $76. I received an offer and I don't remember how much I had it listed for. This one was bought at my local thrift store here in town, and I believe I bought this for, it was either between $5 or $10. I can't remember exactly because I didn't even know I had this until I went to pull all my sales from, you know, the highest price to do this video, and I completely forgot about this one. But I think the most I could have paid for it was $10, because like I said, everything all the time on their boutique section is always 50% off. And while they do mark things up now, back then they were a little bit better with their pricing when it came to their boutique items. So it sold for $76, and it did take a while to sell. All of my St. John stuff I have does take a lot to sell when I have it, and when it sells, it does take some time. And then the highest price sale of anything I've ever sold, I shouldn't say that. I've sold like a Fitbit and like a Mac Airbook, but I don't count that because it was just like personal items of ours. So I didn't want to include that in this. I didn't think it was relevant, I guess. So this one, this is a Her Universe, the Dress Shop Disney Main Street USA print dress. It sold for $106. I received an offer. I had it listed for $125. I bought this dress for $9.99. So I found it at a Goodwill, and the print drew me in. And then when I saw it was a Her Universe, and well, I think the tag, I don't even know if the tag says Her Universe. I think, look, I don't even have a picture of the tag on here. That's just crazy. But I think the tag just says Disney Main Street. And then when I got home and I did research on this piece is when I found it was a Her Universe. But this dress was sold at Disney Park on one of the Main Street shops. So maybe that's why it said Main Street. And had I looked this dress up when I was in the thrift store, I would have realized it had a sweater with it. The sweater cardigan, it was a white cardigan with the buildings embroidered like on the left side of the sweater, and it had like the white around the neckline and the arms. That was also around the sweater. Had I looked it up, I would have known to go and see if they had the sweater in the sweater section. This lady asked the question, does it come with the with the sweater? I said, no, I do not have the sweater for this dress. And then she offered me $106. And like I said, I paid, I don't remember. I know I said $9.99, $10.99, one of those two. I think it was $9.99, but I know I said it already. And she offered me $106. So that by far is my best sale on any of my platforms so far. I haven't had anything since then come even close, but then again, I haven't sourced anything to warrant that higher price tag. So hopefully And then you could see how old these listings are. Like this one sold in May of 2024. So hopefully now that I'm more aware of brands and, you know, what things can go for, and if I would just get the courage enough to just look at things in the thrift store and look up comps and everything, because I can just imagine how many times I've been in the thrift store and have passed something up or put something back because I didn't think it was worth anything. So I definitely need to get better at doing that. So yeah, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to join me on this journey and see what the next group of items will be on this list, go ahead and click subscribe, leave a comment if you like, and then I'll see you on the next one. Bye.